Yeah. So this I it logically step by step it does same, but the experience of the day-to-day experience of is so strong. Seems that that is also part of or that is also
Yes.
the I that is being referred to. So when I try to say that I am, or it seems like as if it's pretty much the same thing as the experience that is being registered.
This I am. When I ask you the question, can you stop being?
No.
You cannot stop. Now, whatever the content of the does this sense of being change? So this being is unchanging. If something appears, okay, let's take an example. Let's say that a crazy woman comes now here and she starts like things. Will it really affect you?
It would affect from an external sense, yes.
From this external sense. But if Radha started behaving like that, and she started saying some really crazy things that I don't know who you are, you go home, something. Will it affect you?
Now I have to think.
You see? So there's a distinction in these two things, isn't it? Why? Why? Because this woman sitting in front of you is an appearance. Any other woman sitting would be an appearance. Why is it that when something like that happens with one particular appearance, it has more impact than when something has with another appearance? They are not sending any light waves or something which are different, like that. Why is it that this distinction is there in the realm of appearances? Because you said very rightly that in the sense of being, nothing is changing. Some appearances are coming and going, you see, but they are just appearances. Now, why is it that some seem like
I would look that the experience involved with that appearances are different.
yes, experience involved means what?
Uh, well, so for example, the experience I have with her is different than the experience I would have with someone else, and that is true for like any other appearance.
Yes, but what do you mean by experience?
Um, so experience, yeah, just the perception of interactions, this, that, those kind of maybe daily experience, maybe memory, yeah.
Because there are memories of something,
Mhm.
you see. There are memories of various things. Yeah. We've had um, many things which have been constant in our life for many years. Do they all have the same impact on us?
No.
Yeah. You could also be meeting, you could be seeing some people at work. You see, there could be a
Right.
receptionist in your office, there could be your fellow staff members
That's right.
in the office. You might see them every day.
That's right.
Maybe sometimes we are longer at work than we are at home,
That's right.
and we still see them for long periods of time. You see, so
Mhm.
memory can be there. Yes, it still doesn't truly answer the question: what is the distinction? Why is it that something that would be different from something that somebody else, some other appearance would do?
Mm. Not sure.
Suppose you had the same amount of memories
Mhm.
of Vedika, number of memories would be same. And all these ideas would be there with you that she's she's been there. Maybe we had enough memories implanted in your brain about her also. But and still there will be a distinction if Radha was to do something or Vedika was to do something.
would say that theoretically it should not.
There will be, because there is a sense of ownership about some appearances and no sense of ownership about others. If my children were not my children, then they would just be children. You see, I gave that example of when we got this small garden outside, I went and planted some seeds. You see, then there are many, many plants in the garden. But automatically what would happen is next day when I would go, I would see what happened to those seeds first. Why?
Right.
You see, because there's a sense of me attached to that, the sense of mine. This is me or mine, which is attached to that. You see, now, how is it that awareness remains unchanged, beingness remains unchanged, but these appearances come and go? How is it that some become mine and some I am not concerned with?
Attachment is definitely there.
Attachment. You see, so this sense of something being mine, you see, this is attachment, and this itself is inherently painful, because in the realm of appearances everything is constantly changing. You see, so when we say something is mine, then we are trying to attach to something which wants to change. So in our own persona, in our own personality, we've seen many changes over the last 10 years. You see, you say, oh, I used to be very like this and now I'm very like this, so that is change. You see, so how is it that when an appearance comes, that we have this ability to attach to it? What makes this happen? Attachment. Then maybe we can also figure how to not suffer from attachment.
Right.
So how is it?
So, I would say that the attachment is with the idea of a persona.
Idea of the person. Very good. So idea, I mean, we're in this phase now where I'm questioning and drilling down on everything.
Yes.
So what does an idea mean?
So idea is a mix of what I saw years ago and what I thought I would expect years ago, or something like that. Like a mix of expectation and what.
Yes. So let's take a simple example to say some new one who walks in the door right now, and he comes in the door and the idea comes, nice person. Seems very easy. Or the idea could come, but so nice. You see? Are we the creator of this idea?
The mind is the creator of this idea.
Yes, but can you say what your next thought is going to be before the thought comes?
No.
Cannot say, isn't it?
No.
Therefore, it just arises.
Right.
You see? Now, mostly in our lives and mostly in the world, what has happened is that these ideas have come of certain appearances. And we really have no way of telling why it came with some and why which ideas come. But they have been believed to be true when they come. You see? So wrap it up so that it's clear. So there's this I which is unchanging. There's a sense of being which comes all of this world of appearances. The entire play starts. With every appearance, for most of humanity, there is an idea, interpretation of those appearances that come to us.
Right.
You see, when these ideas are bought, these thoughts are bought, then the capacity to call them mine is there. You see, that becomes an attachment. Now, anything that appears in the realm that we call me or mine, you see, that has the potential to cause suffering, because we've seen that this realm is a changeful one. It's constantly changing. You see, even if you try to keep it completely constant, one day
Right.
You see, so that which we say is me or mine, that must go one day. Sooner or later is going to go. You see, so what should our approach be if we come to a point that living a life of suffering is not what I want? You are the only one who's in the last 3 years of satsang who's told me that I actually have no suffering. So maybe for you that impetus is not there. You see, but mostly they'll come to satsang and say that a life of suffering is not what I want. So how do I be free from this sense of suffering? What is moving in the realm is moving in its own way. Even our thoughts are coming and going. You see, giving belief to these ideas, is it possible for us to suffer? It's not possible. So when we look at the basket of ideas that we have, you see, you don't have to do anything about the really strong ones right now, right? So you can idea, husband idea, keep. But at least the small ones, which is, oh, I have an idea about where my work should go. I have an idea about anything, People have ideas about their houses, their cars, their everything. Everything is planned out, you see. And you see that life doesn't dance to the tunes of our ideas about life, you see, and that causes suffering. So if you can start by dropping and just experiment like this and see what happens. Life stops in its functioning. Is it that this body becomes inert? Is it that my work will stop? And you will mostly find that continues with some beautiful flow, but our attachments, our potential to suffer, lighter and lighter and lighter.
I'd say that to detect that whether that attachment is there to certain ideas or not, that sometimes is.
This is something you don't have to do at all, because the minute you find a pinch of suffering, know that it is coming from attachment. We experience the pinch of suffering without there being attachment. You see? So life is showing you, it's a big mirror which will show you everything that is being held on to. You see? So you will find that all our ideas about how life should be, then life shows us the way, and that causes suffering. So when you look at it, why am I suffering because this happened? Why am I suffering because this happened? That is being held on to, because it is not possible for us to suffer without holding on to some idea. Now, the mind will come and say that, no, at least this idea I am justified in holding. Yes, it will come and say that, no, this is going too far now. At least this idea I should be entitled to hold. But you find that nothing actually can be held on to in this realm. Because what? Ultimately, we don't know whether we'll wake up in this realm tomorrow. You see? So that which we truly are remains unconcerned with the movement of this world of appearances. Okay? That which we are presuming ourselves to be. Okay? The maybe more important aspect of it is that, can we call something mine without first having a false idea about who this me is? Can we call something mine having a wrong idea about who the me is?
I see.
So when we see that all these attachments belong to this imagined person that I consider myself to be, that never was born. We talked about the awareness, we talked about the birth of being within that and the dissolution of it. You see, then we talked about this realm of appearances coming and all of the ideas coming. Where was the person born? It is not actually born, it is just a bundle of beliefs. So that which we are believing right now is that what we are calling the person. and that way makes up this person identity. You see, it has no tangibility, has no reality.
So there is attachment about an idea of about me, and then there is an attachment about idea about
Exactly,
others.
exactly. So we can say that the me, and around which, you see, so this me is the basket, and all the wrong ideas are filled up in this basket. You see, once you drop this basket and see that this me itself is just a figment, is the basic wrong idea, then all the false attachments will drop. Because is there something that you are attached to as awareness? Can you attach to something of just being awareness? You know? Can we attach to something as just pure beingness itself? Can we attach to something? Not possible. So first we must be attached to the idea that I am something for then to say, this is mine. So either desire or aversion first implies that I must be individual, a separate entity.